Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Technology is truly powerful when it simplifies work, speeds things up, and makes everything more secure. And that's exactly what we are going to explore today with one of the most anticipated feature, Cobrowse in Zoho Assist. Let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Rohini and I'm your trainer for today's webinar. And I have expertise in Zoho Assist and Zoho Lens. And before we jump into the details, let me walk you through the agenda for today's training. First, we will start with a brief introduction to Zoho Assist. Then we'll explore what co-browsing is and why it's gaining importance in modern customer support. Next, we'll compare screen sharing, remote support, and co-browsing to understand their differences. I'll also touch on the security aspects since security plays a crucial role in any remote support solution. Following the demo, we will also go through few industry-based use cases, discuss the business benefits, and most importantly, the return on investment. And finally, I'll wrap up this training by highlighting the upcoming feature. And at the end, you will have a clear understanding of different modules in Zoho Assist and how it works together in real time. So, if you're someone who is new to Zoho Assist, this is for you. In today's digital and AI driven world, customer expectations have evolved a lot, and businesses looking for a faster and more efficient ways to support the customers whenever needed without any friction. That is where Zoho Assist comes into the picture. Zoho Assist is a cloud based remote support and remote access solution designed to help organizations streamline their support operation and improve overall efficiency. Building on that, now let's take a closer look at what co browsing is. Many users often struggle while navigating websites or filling out online forms, and sometimes it can be difficult for them to follow instructions when support teams guide them over a chat or a call. So that's where the real value of the solution comes in. With co-browsing, support agent can securely view and guide users through their browser in real time, making the entire support process much faster and easier. It's almost like sitting beside your customer and guiding them through a website. Say, for example, imagine a corporate bank that has partnership with many enterprise companies. Every month, these companies use the bank's portal to upload payroll files to process salaries for their employees. What happens if HR team runs into an issue while doing this? So they contact the bank support team immediately, maybe through a call or a chat. But resolving the issue usually takes a lot of back and code conversations, and this can be really stressful, especially when the company is closer to their payroll deadline. In such situation, co-browsing becomes a lifesaver. With this, the support agent can view the portal in real time and guide the user to resolve the issue quickly, and that's exactly what we needed. Now let's go a little deeper into the technical architecture behind co-browsing. So the first one we have is DOM syncing. So let's talk about DOM syncing, so which is the core technology behind co-browsing. DOM stands for Document Object Module, and in simple terms, it represents the structure of a web page, including elements like buttons, forms, text, and menu. Now, if we compare this with traditional screen sharing, whether it is on-demand session, unattended access, or just a normal screen sharing session. The entire session is captured and transmitted as a continuous video stream to the other user, but Cobrowse works a little differently. Instead of streaming the whole screen, It only syncs the web page elements and the user actions in real time. So because of this, the session is much lighter, faster, and lag free, even in less bandwidth. And the another advantage of DOM syncing is privacy. Since only the web page elements are shared, you can choose to hide sensitive informations like passwords, personal data during the remote session. And the another aspect that makes co-browsing stand out is that it doesn't require any installation. So as you know, many companies have strict security policies and restrictions in place to protect their systems. In some cases, employees may not even have permission to download exe or MSI files. Since co-browsing works directly in the browser, users don't have to download or install any exe or MSI file, so they can just simply join the session through a secure link. Now let's see the another interesting functionality in co-browsing, which is dual interaction. Dual interaction typically means both you and your customer can see your own cursor and interact simultaneously. We also have an annotation option that allow you to guide your customer directly on the screen, and this eliminates the guesswork. At this point, you may have a question. um, how Cobrowse differs from the traditional remote support or screen sharing feature. So that's exactly what we are going to see now. So let's see a quick comparison between all these modules. Starting with visibility, in screen sharing and remote support, the agent can see the full screen and has complete access. Whereas in co-browsing, it only shares the browser tab and keeping the rest of the screen private. Coming to setup, both screen sharing and co-browsing session requires no downloads on the other side. However, to join an on-demand remote support session, the end user has to download a lightweight connection file. When it comes to privacy, screen sharing and remote support allow the agent to view everything on the screen, but co-browsing offers a built-in data masking, ensuring sensitive information such as personal details remains hidden. So the last one is antivirus friendly. Usually organizations need to allow certain codes and executables and applications in their firewall or antivirus policies to allow remote support sessions or screen sharing session. Since Cobrowse runs directly in the browsers and uses the standard HTTPS communication, it is generally firewall and antivirus friendly and doesn't require any additional configuration at network level. Now let's move to the another important topic, security. As a remote support software provider, security is our top priority and we follow ISO standards and the exchange of data is secured with 256-bit AES encryption. We are also SOC2 Type 2 certified and compliant with GDPR and HIPAA. Now let's see the built-in security features which you can use to protect your customer information using Zoho Assist Cobrowse. So first we got privacy of sharing only the needed tab. So your customer can choose to share only a specific browser tab instead of sharing the entire screen, and this gives them better control and builds trust. The second option that we have is PII masking. So you can protect the sensitive information using PII masking feature, and the masked elements will be visible only to the customer, not the support technician. And being an administrator of your Zoho Assist account, you can customize these masking rules based on your application requirements. So finally, remote control is never automatic. It happens only when the customer explicitly grants permission, and these controls helps organizations enforce security policies, and maintain the oversight of the technician actions. Next, let's break down how co-browsing works from the technical standpoint and how you can implement it in your organization. So the first one is website widget, which is a co-browse widget, which you can embed it onto your website. So here you will be embedding the co-browse widget onto your website, and your customer can click the widget and enter the 6-digit session ID to join the session. During the session, you can only see the website that is being shared, right? So now let's see how it works in real time, how you can configure a widget or how you can customize the widget in your account. So taking you to the Zoho Assist portal. So this is the Zoho Assist portal. And to access Zoho Assist, you can visit assist.zoho.com, and then you can log in with your email address and password. So once logged in, this will be a home page. And to access Cobrowse, you can click the Cobrowse icon. And to configure or to customize your widget, you can click this configure button. And here you can actually customize the color of the widget. That's the very first step. You can add your own color for your widget, and you can add the title, and we also got an option to add the description. After entering all this information, you can click save. So after saving the customize all the customization, you can copy this code, and then you can share it with your website developer to get embedded onto your website. So this is how you can embed the co-browse widget on the website. So moving to slide. Next, we got a browser extension. So you can have your customer visit the Chrome web store to add the extension. Once the extension is added, they can choose which screen on the browser tab they want to share with you during the remote support session. Now let's see how you can get the extension. To get the extension, you can just directly visit Chrome web store. So you can just directly visit the Chrome web store, and you can type for Zoho Assist Chrome browser. So you can just directly get the Zoho Assist Chrome extension. So, and once you got the extension, you just have to add it over here. And once you added the extension, here you can see it. So in order to join a session, your customer can just simply enter the session ID and enter the name and click the join button to join the on-demand session. So this is how the end user can join a session via the extension. Moving to slide next, we got Cobrowse Web SDK. Instead of using the default Cobrowse widget, you can use our SDK to build a custom UI and embed it onto your website. And we also offer 3 ways to implement the Cobrowse SDK. So the first one would be in-session widget, which appears only when the session is active. So the next one is SDK mode, where the widget stays hidden. And if your goal is to integrate with CRM or help desk tools, you can prefer this method. The third one is custom widget option. So where you can build your own uh, interface while our APIs handle everything behind the scenes. So these are the 3 modes that is available in Web SDK. So following the configuration, we will look into the settings that you can enforce in your organization account to enforce additional privacy and security. So moving to slides, we got Cobrowse and settings. When you click the left panel, you can access the settings. And here you can see the very first option is to let your customer to share the screen only in view only mode. If you want to restrict the control permission for all the technicians in your account, you can enable this session. So once this particular option is enabled, the session is going to run only in the view only mode. So the next setting that we have is browser extension. So you can either enable or disable extension for your technician. So only when the browser extension is enabled, your technicians will be able to take a session with your customer. So the last option that we have is blacklist elements. And you with that feature, you can mask the personal information or any sensitive information like credit card number or account number. Let's say you're controlling your customer's bank account to guide them to complete some setup or a process. So if you wish to restrict or blacklist any sensitive information, you can add those elements over here. Here you see we already added and CSS elements. So similarly, you can add multiple elements under this blacklist option based on your application requirement. So these are the basic settings that you can configure to enforce an additional privacy and security. So next, let's see a live demo to understand how co-browsing works in real time. To create a live session, again, you can log into your Zoho Assess portal, and from the home page, you can click the Start Now button. So once you click the Start Now button here, you can see there is a session ID generated, and this session ID, you can share it with your customer. And so if they are using the extension, they can just directly enter the key in the extension, type the name, and click the join button to join the session. And you can also share this link with your customer. Let me show you how it works. So this is what your customer will see. And if you're sharing this link, they will have an instructions on how they can download the browser extension, how they can embed the extension with the Chrome browser and continue joining the session. So this is a simple procedure that your customer has to follow. And let me show you how the customer itself can join a session. So here you see we already embedded the Cobrowse widget on this particular website. Now I'm going to show you how the end user can join the session. I just copied the link of the session key and pasted over here. I just click the join button. So here you see the technician has to proceed further in order to control the screen. And here is the live session. So once your customer joined the session, you will have options to annotate, or if you wish to control the screen, you can also control the screen using the request control option. And if you wish to invite multiple technicians to the same session, let's say that you need assistance from your senior to debug the issue with this particular website, or you just wanted to need assistance from your high level technician to guide your customer about specific issue. So you can make use of the invite technician. You can enter the email address of the respective technician and send the invitation. Or if you maintain any private chat communication tool, you can just copy this link and then you can share it with your next technician. So here you can also see the cursor of the respective technician. And if you wish to annotate something on the screen, let's say that you are just guiding your customer doesn't prefer you or to control the screen, but they want to be guided to do some setup, right? So you can use this annotations markings to guide them, and you can just click the clear annotation to remove all the annotations. And next one is the request control option. When you click the request control option, your end user, that is your customer, will see a prompt to accept or deny it. Only when the customer accepts the control request, the technicians will be able to take control of this particular website. So I just clicked on the allow. So here you see that now I have control over this particular session, and I can edit something or I can just log into this portal. So I have this complete control on this particular website. And this is the PI masking we have done just for a reference. So this particular contact us option that we have blocked. Let me show you the contact us now. So here you can see the contact us is visible for the customer but not for the technician. So similarly, if you wish to hide any sensitive information for your technicians during the session, you can make use of the PI masking option. So this is how you can take access using the Cobrowse session. And once you are done, you can just click this end button to end the session. Now let's see another session on how a customer can join a co-browse session using the extension. So I have created another session. So let's see from the customer perspective. From customer side, they just have to use the widget. I mean, use the extension. They can just open it, enter the key, and click the join button. So the steps are going to be pretty similar. So once they click the join, you will have to accept the concern, maybe just like you're accepting the connection request. So once you accepted the connection request, you can see the entire screen. And if you need to control the screen, you can again request for a control, and then you can completely control the entire screen of your customer. So it is up to your customer, either if they wish to share any specific browser tab or specific window, they can enable such options while before sharing the screen. So this is how easily your end user can join a co-browsing session, and then you can guide them more efficiently. So now let's see the session reports, and at the sessions page, you can see all the active session, and under history, you can see all the most recent session. And when it comes to report, we capture everything. We capture the detailed reporting of a particular session under the custom report option. So being a super admin of the account, you can go to the reports and click the custom report. From here, you can filter the co-browse session, or if you wish to filter based on the technician, you can also do it. You can add the respective technician name and then you can apply it. So here is the detailed session report of the co-browsing session. Here you can see the start time of the session, end time of the session, session ID, and the overall duration of that particular session. And you can also see the device information about the technician as well as the customer. So these are the information that you will have access under reports. And this particular report can be exported for the auditing purpose. So now I hope you all have an idea on how live session works, and let's move to some of the use cases. Yeah. So I'm sure we have people here from different industries. So keeping that in mind, we have put together a few industry specific use cases to make this more relevant for everyone. Starting with finance and insurance. Uh, Imagine a customer trying to file their tax return online but getting stuck on a complicated form. Instead of explaining each step over a call, the support agent can start a co-browsing session and guide the customer directly on the web page. Similarly, you can also use co-browse feature to guide your customer to claim an insurance. The next industry would be banking. And here is the relevant scenario. Consider where a customer is trying to open a savings account online but feeling confused about the required fields and contacted the support team. In this situation, the banking staff can take a co-browse session and guide the customer to complete the application or complete the task quickly. Next, we got retail and e-commerce business. Imagine you run a e-commerce business and a customer is shopping on your website. So the problem is they have added all the items to their cart but were unable to complete the checkout process and are about to abandon the purchase and decides to file this complaint to the support team. In this situation, the customer is already frustrated, and providing an immediate solution may help change their mind. So instead of troubleshooting over a chat, email, or call, the support team can make use of the co-browsing feature and resolve the issue instantly. Next, we got government services. Let's say a parent of a newborn baby is trying to apply for a birth certificate. Since the government portal has multiple forms and steps, they got stuck somewhere and not sure what to do next, and they have reached the support team for further help. With co-browsing, the agent can simply ask the applicant to enter the session key on their, imagine the widget is already embedded on the government website. So they can just ask the customer to enter the key on the widget and enter the name, join the session. Once the customer joins the session, they can just easily guide them through the entire process to get this completed instantly. So far, we have seen how different businesses or different industries can use this tool to streamline their customer support process and enhance the overall user experience. Now, let's take a quick look at business level benefits and the return on investment you can achieve using this co-browsing tool. So the first one is reduced support cost. So co-browsing allows support agents to work with customers in real time and helping them solve issues in the very first interaction. And this cuts down the repeated support request and helps to reduce overall support cost. The next one we got increased revenue by assisting customers directly during their online journey. Businesses can reduce cart abandonment and help customers complete their purchases. And this leads to increase in the overall business revenue. So the next advantage is enhanced trust with built-in security features like data masking, controlled access. Co-browsing ensures that sensitive information is protected, helping businesses build greater trust with their customers. So the last one we have is business scalability. Yeah. So with centralized account management and detailed reporting, it helps organizations to monitor session, track the performance, and also maintain compliance and perform audits more efficiently. To sum this up, co-browsing not only makes customer support faster, easier, and secure, but it also drives measurable business results. So before we wrap this training, let's shift gears and take a look at some of the upcoming features. So first we have session recording and audit logs. So right now we have detailed session reports. However, our engineering team is currently working on the ability to record sessions and a detailed auditing report as well. And next, pipeline feature is co-browse extension. So right now we have browser extension only for Chrome, but our engineering team is currently working to develop a extension for other browsers like Firefox, Edge as well. So very soon it will be released for other browsers and you can test them as well. So the next option is self-service portal option. So we are planning to embed the self-service portal feature in the widget so that your customer can use this particular option to request for a session. So instead of reaching the support team through call and then ask for a session, so they can just simply use this self-service portal button to request a session and simultaneously join the session using the same widget. So the last one we got is developer to protocol access. So this is for the technician. So instead of asking your customer to open the inspect console, so we are planning to add this inspect elements in the technician toolbar itself. so that you can make use of it, especially if you're troubleshooting browser level issues, or if you're troubleshooting your own website, or just helping your customer with something with website related issues. You can make use of that feature. So these are the pipeline features and enhancement that our engineering team is currently focusing on. Apart from this, we constantly focus on performance optimizations and improvements on overall performance to ensure that you get the most reliable and secured software. So we have come to the end. I really hope you all found this session fruitful and insightful.